Weeks we've seen people lining up at food donation centers in our area, but how long can those locations keep up with demand?
Local 10's Christina Vazquez spoke exclusively with the CEO of Feeding South Florida. And Christina, this is a pretty grim, I think, looking ahead, huh?
Grim, but with a sliver of hope. And it all comes down to all of us. You know, we've heard that expression that we are in this together. And when it comes to food insecurity, that's one of those impacts from the unemployment numbers that you all have been talking about. It will take all of us, the entire community, getting in on this together to ensure families in our community don't go hungry. Let me step out of the way so you can see where I'm joining you live from. This is the warehouse for Feeding South Florida in Broward County. And as you mentioned, I just had an opportunity to speak to the president and CEO, Paco Velez, about the 600% increase in demand they have been seeing since the pandemic started. Let's take a listen together. Do you get concerned that you will run out of supply to meet this extensive need that we're now seeing?
Feeding South Florida is definitely concerned that at some point, depending on how long this pandemic drags on, that we will run out of food. We're having to purchase a lot of product, and ultimately at some point there won't be any products to purchase. Everybody's competing for the same product, not just grocery chains here, but across the country and across the world. And 200 food banks across the country are also competing for this product. So at some point we will look at what do we do if we don't have any product. The thing is, for our families that can't afford it, that do have the luxury of purchasing food, they can go to a grocery store. If they don't have enough food, they can go to another grocery store. For our families, if Feeding South Florida runs out of food, our families just don't eat.
And one thing that's interesting to note is what separates this, he was saying, from something different than a hurricane, let's say, is not just the distribution to supply routes, as you heard him allude to there, but it's also that usually after something like a hurricane or the government shutdowns we've seen in the past, there are businesses that step in and help. But remember that businesses are being hit by this across a really wide array of industries, not really putting them in quite the same position that they have been in years past. And so I end where I start, that it will be you, it will be me, it will be individuals in this community that are offering them the monetary donations they will need to feed families upwards of 18 months out, they believe, from when this pandemic, quote, ends, right? Whenever we're on the other side of that, that's how long they expect to see a ripple from this. You can learn how to donate to them by going to our website, local10.com. For now, reporting live for you, I'm Christina Vazquez.